Hello and welcome. Mission 19, the second to last mission. We have almost made it. And this mission is in Manamah. Do 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 do. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. So, yeah, let's get into the game then. What I've just done is stock up on medkits, make sure everybody has an auto medkit, and got a couple of Cerberus IFFs as well.
Initiating drone connection.
And there is money that you can pick up in this mission, which I will be doing so, if for no other reason than just for the sake of full completion. However, at this point we really don't need any extra cash, and there isn't really much point either, because the last mission is just coming up next. So you're not really going to be able to make use of any additional cash at this point, but if you want it, there is some there. So just up this road, across the bridge, being guarded by a bunch of tanks and zealots, and there you can see the church pyramid with a whole load of dead people outside it. We'll come to that later. Okay, so we're not going to go up around that corner there because it's being guarded by another tank and another group of unguided. So we're going to take the sneaky way and go around the back of this building and hit it from the rear. Before we do that, we'll just wean out some of the punks that are moving around this area. And when we go around this corner, then there'll be a flying vehicle. That van you can see, black and white van, that will attack us. But we can just switch to our plasma lances and get rid of it very quickly. Come on. Okay, we're finally hitting it. Not giving up, is it? Okay, finally got it. Roofed. Right, so at this point, now we can just switch to our long range rifles, and if you stay at the back of the level, you can hit the tank from the rear and it will not move, it will not do anything. There may be some punks which will be drawn to you because you're firing at their tank, but again, you can just pick them off if you make sure everybody has their blue bars equipped so that they guard against anybody getting too close. One good thing about these punks is that they all seem to be carrying medkits, so there's plenty of medkits to use and pick up in this level should your health run below, and it is quite a challenge. So yeah, anyway, once you've destroyed the tank, whoop, whoop, boom, got them all, yes. So yeah, that's the reason that you don't want to rush in at the front, because all of the unguided in front of the tank have high explosive. As soon as they die, the high explosive will detonate and it will destroy everything that's close to it. So you want to be somewhere far away from them. So hitting the tank, blowing it up, will cause a chain reaction, which will destroy the rest of the unguided. They'll be destroyed, they'll set off their bombs and so on. At this point we could cross over the bridges. There's a footbridge down here as well, which is probably the best way to get over the river, rather than going across and facing the tanks. But as soon as we try to cross either of those bridges, then these flying vehicles here will attack us in force, so we want to get rid of them next. These flying vehicles all have punks in them, and they're all armed with plasma lances. So if you rush forward and try and take them all out, you'll probably end up dead, because you'll be able to shoot down one or two of them, but the rest will swarm over you, and with plasma lances you won't last too long, really. But you can pick them off much the same way as with the tank. Just hang back and use your long range rifles, and you can hit them safely from a distance. It's a bit of a grind, this part of the level, because there are 6 flying vehicles and they're all armoured, and even with all 4 agents firing at once, it takes like 3 or 4 volleys to kill one of the armoured vehicles, and you'll still have punks coming towards you, as you may have just seen. Boom. We got rid of half. Just move our agents forward a little bit so we can get within range. There we go. Okay, 4 down, 2 to go. Okay, the other agents I think are out of range, so we'll just select a different agent and move them forward. And make sure that everybody's close enough to hit the target.
Selected.
Okay, for the last one we can just rush in with our plasma lances and use fully charged shots, and it shouldn't last very long. There, it's dead already. Just get the last remaining punk. Okay, so we've successfully capped all of the flying vehicles. Now we can head across the bridge. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is to get rid of these tanks. We're going to have to face them at some point, so we might as well do it now. There is an easy way to destroy one of the tanks, and you'll probably recognize it from previous levels, and that is to destroy the railway lines overhead. Just watch this. Boom, away it goes. The railway line comes down, destroys the tank, and kills most of the unguided across the river as well. So that's a big part of the remaining challenge of the level gone with one move. For the next tank, we're going to set up our iron mines, which we bought at the start of the level. Just use them all, place them in the middle of the road, and just have Agent 1 rush forward and play chicken with the tank. Come on. Come and get me. Yeah. Okay, so we've tempted it to fight us. And group all of our agents again. Get the plasma lances just in case. But these iron mines should do the job for us. Yep, they certainly did. Okay, so there's just a few punks left over there, but we're going to cross over using the footbridge here. It's guarded by just 2 punks. One of them has high explosive, so we'll just rush forward and take that. Agent 1 can stock up on his high explosive. We'll need that high explosive to blow up the pyramid. That's where the money is. There's nobody guarding the pyramid, but it does have booby traps. If you try and go in through the front entrance, a stasis field will be activated that will keep you locked, and then there'll be a bunch of miniguns which will go off, and because you're trapped in the stasis field you can't move, so it will pretty much just chew up your agents. So yeah, avoid the front. Okay, we rushed forward and took out the 3 remaining punks that were there.
Selected.
The female punk has high launcher, so you want to make sure you get her first.
Explosive.
Okay, and we'll just set up the high explosive here, around the side. Oops, just killed an innocent bystander. Never mind. Yeah, if the high explosive doesn't take out the building, then just use your launchers to finish it off. And now you can just rush in and pick up the money. There is 3.5 million credits there. I honestly don't know why they gave you 3.5 million credits right at the end of the game when you can't possibly spend it. But yeah, it's there. So, the last thing that we need to do in this level is to kill a whole bunch of enemy Syndicate agents. They're the agents with blonde hair. That's how you can tell they're evil. Because they have blonde hair. They have a tank as well. And the enemy Syndicate agents are very tough. And they have plasma lances. And the tank has a lot of rockets which it will shoot at you very rapidly. So it helps to have some extra firepower here. Because they'll probably attack you in force. So Agent 4 making use of the trigger wire that he has, set down a Cerberus IFF. Bit more trigger wire. You could persuade a lot of these civilians in the area. There's plenty of weapons for them to pick up. Not because they're pretty handy in a fight or anything, but it gives the enemy Syndicate agents something else to shoot at besides you. So having a small armor can be useful, but I've chosen not to do that in this case. 2 shots needed for each agent. They're starting to come forward in force now, so I'll back off a bit. There's the tank. And 2 more agents. I think the trigger wire got them and the Cerberus IFF. The tank's making a bit of a hassle, so use the super shield, rush forward and take it out with the plasma lances. 1 random policeman. Ah. Not sure if that was a Syndicate agent or a cop. I missed that. But he's gone now.
Lay down your weapons.
Really? Really? I don't think so. Okay, and that's it. We just need to evacuate now. The goal of the mission was to protect that building there. There's something important inside it apparently, but all that really means is find the bad guys and kill them. Which we have done now. So let's just get the hell out of here. All the way back to the start.
Selected.
Yeah, that was quick. Mission complete, hooray! Coming up, the final mission.
Mission complete. arrived.